is Rodney, and today we're going to talk about controlling what you can control.
And I'm Keith, and this is the Dad Chronicles, where we chronicle our journey with our kids in the background to get where we're going. All of the steps along the way, the things that we're thinking about, the things that help us continue to move on this journey for the last 3 years and can get going. And it's all for those little ones right there. I've got two, he's got two, and for our kids, we want to be able to leave a trail of breadcrumbs. And hey, if you all have some amazing things to add that we can pass along, we will. That's all part of it. Let's build some community around helping our future. So control what you can control. What when the girls watch this 18, 15, 16, 20 years from now, what's it that you want them to take away?
Firstly, that it's really tempting to try and control situations and other people and other people's actions, and it's so tempting that it's you don't even realize that you're doing it or trying to do it. And secondly, there's a peace in relinquishing it and focusing all of your efforts and all of your energy into what you can do and what you can control. What about you?
Yeah, to the second one, we spend a lot of years on this planet, God willing, and there are going to be times where it seems like nothing goes your way, and there are going to be times where it seems like everything goes your way. But no matter what, whether everything is going your way or nothing is going your way, there's still only a small amount of things within that you can functionally control to make sure things continue in a positive way. Don't ride the waves. Control what you can control.
Oh, there's a good one. This idea of not riding the waves of if this is a graph, this is the x, or this is the x and this is the y, and then there's a sine wave that goes up to the to a positive and then down below into a negative. If you can sit in the middle and see the good events and the bad events and observe them, it really helps. Not that you can't feel you can't help but feel the positive and the negative, but if you're not on the wave, it feels very different, and it really helps. At least it helps me with the idea of just control what I can control.
I'll be honest.
And sometimes it's really hard.
No, I'll be honest. The vast majority of my life, I have ridden those waves and taken my day based on the outcomes or the circumstances of what's happening around me. Like, you win a deal, it's like, oh, I'm in a great mood. Sure, you be happy about it, but at the same time, tomorrow you could lose a deal, and are you going to be miserable about it or just unhappy and then again moving on? Because the only thing that you can control is all of the steps that you can take to ensure that you win a deal or lose a deal or whatever it may be. My cousin,
wait, real quick before you leave that point,
yeah,
keep that on the idea of sales, winning a deal, losing a deal.
Yeah.
And this could really be winning a bid on a house, or winning or losing anything.
Right.
I think the piece I was talking about, like when you lose, part of what you can do is just go back and look at what you could have done differently so that you can change your inputs next time. That said, changing those inputs doesn't mean you'll win it next time. It just means you've controlled what you can control.
That's it. What you learn, what you take out of it. A prime example is my cousin. He watches these, so he'll know who I'm talking about. But he's a bodybuilder.
I think I know.
Yeah, super, focused. I mean, he's becoming a very successful bodybuilder and super proud of him. And he hits me up the other day and he's like, nothing can go my way, right? Like, he had a relationship end, it's a mess, all of these things, or he crashed his car, right? And all of these things are happening at the same time. And it's really easy in those types of circumstances that we all go through to sit back and go, I can't catch a break. What am I supposed to do? Nothing is going my way, and fall into a slippery slope of misery and inaction, right? When ultimately you can only do what you can do. And yes, it's really easy for all of that to take you away from any potential future when so much goes wrong. And it's
And
really hard. Like it's not just mindset. It's about is the next day getting up and doing what you can do. That's it. All
well, and that's
circumstances aside.
that, all of those things crashing at once. I mean, hell, that's like
Yeah.
2020 in a nutshell. All of
Right.
these things
Yeah.
crashing at once. You're at the
Yeah.
bottom of the sine wave. You're at the most negative point that you're gonna go,
Yeah.
and that's a fact. And sometimes the only thing you can control is realizing what you need to do next. Like, you know what? I need to pull myself out of this next meeting. I need to take a minute to breathe. I need to take a walk. I need to take a nap. I need to make sure that my next meal is really healthy so that I'm putting the right inputs in. I need to drink some water. I need to, it's the next little thing. It's not the next. Make sure if you crash your car, you're gonna have to deal with insurance and stuff like that. But like, what's the next thing that you can control? That's what's gonna make the difference. Because when all that's happening, I know I'm like feeling it now. All these things are trying to pull you. They're trying to pull your attention. They're trying to say you need to do this and you need to do that. And it's really, for me, it's really figuring out what do I need to do and why, and then just start there, just with one thing.
I just watched a movie. It was about the 2008 crash. And it was a fictional movie of these executives at this firm that all lost their job. They lost their money. They end up having to move in with their parents and all these other things. And one of the guys says, and the worst part about it is everything kept going. The people still came and picked up the trash. My mail still got delivered. Like, the world moves despite you. So either move with it or don't, right? But when you get up, you just get out of bed. Sometimes that's the number one thing that you can control that day. Get out of bed. Go eat breakfast. And whatever the circumstances are, if you focus on the things that you can control, then the next day is likely to be even this much better. And that's all you're trying for.
The world moves despite you, not to spite you. Like,
that's right.
It is. The thought can be overwhelming, depending on how you look at it,
and depressing at times.
Yeah,
sure.
It can be. And it can also be motivating. I think it back to that idea of, can you get to center and can you just see the positive and the negative? And when I'm in center, I just take that thought. I'm like, oh, it's motivating. Like, man, we just lost Chadwick, and that's sad. And he was sick for the last 4 years. He was making these amazing movies and speeches and showing up in all these places with all this pain. It's like, for me, that's motivating. It's like, okay, like, I can do more. The world's gonna keep going. The world has kept going. But man, sometimes that one can hit.
Sometimes it's all about the impact that you leave, not globally, but just on the people around you.
Yeah.
And how you show up every day. So, girls, I hope this is a good one for the community out there. Do you have anything to add? How do you keep going? How do you control what you can control?
Or do you just control the things you can? Teach us that. Are you a ventriloquist?